A group originally founded in 1995 by a group of survivors of apartheid human rights violations, the Khulumani Support Group gathered today at the Constitution Hill at Constitutional Hill, in Johannesburg, to demand reparations for apartheid-era crimes, along with a plan to deliver a petition to government. Khulumani says that after accepting the TRC's final report, government decided to give final reparations only to a group of people who qualified, a fraction basically. Let's talk about this with Mbulelo Lipile, Chairperson of the Khulumani Support Group. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Welcome to Daytime Update. You've handed over this memorandum, I believe, or should have handed over by now. Tell us more about what it is that you're hoping government will do after receiving it.
Thank you, Mzamo. My name is Mbulelo Lipile. I'm the National Steering Committee Chairperson of Khulumani Support Group. Khulumani Support Group is not involved in the march being led by whomever was doing it, and we are not part of it. As KSG, our energies are focused on developing strategic intervention for delivering healing, justice and reparation for our collective trauma.
Mm-hmm. Where are we with exactly that mission that you have, healing the collective trauma of apartheid and making sure that justice is seen to have been done, especially for the families of people who, in many cases, they still don't know where their loved ones were killed or even buried?
As we are spending all our energies and into dealing with the strategies of our intervention in delivering the healing and justice process. Today, as Khulumani National Steering Committee, we are in an AGM at Mseni in Benoni. That is collectively, there are representatives from the provincial membership of Khulumani Group, and there are representatives of the board members, and there's a national steering committee. Mm-hmm. And we are taking this day of the Heritage Day on the 27th of April as the best day that gives us a reminder all after the TRC, that is 27 years into Khulumani, working towards that, the healing and the reparation process.
You've also said in your media statement that there's been no strategic intervention as far as offering the healing of our collective trauma. Given that then, what is the value of a day such as Freedom Day to many of the survivors and families of those who were killed by the apartheid regime?
With all the energies that are invested in dealing with that, Khulumani hasn't lost the focus and the hope in building up the strategies to deal with those trauma and all the sacrifices that all our fallen heroes and martyrs have sacrificed their lives in order to make sure that there is freedom and transformation in South Africa for the entire communities of South Africa. So the process of building up is still on the continuation. That's what put us together today, to celebrate and remember all the martyrs who have sacrificed their soul in making sure that the healing process in South Africa will take place.
And Khulumani membership, of course, has grown. About over, in fact, 100,000 survivors and families are part of your membership. What is it that they want? Tell us more, in fact, first, before we get to what they want to see. Tell us more about the profiles of these people who are part of Khulumani and how they were affected by apartheid brutality.
Mostly, the membership of Khulumani is structured in the victims and veterans. With the adding of the GAD, the gender, age, and diversity, we find that there's a big growth in the data as Khulumani. Now, what we are trying to do and combine is to make sure that all these masses, they are working together in a path of restoring peace and unity in South Africa.
Do you still believe that you will be able to see justice being served?
Yes, we have full hope we'll see justice being served in South Africa.
What do you say to some of the families of people who have still not been found? The likes of Fort Kalata's family, for example, have been incredibly frustrated by the lack of prosecution, as far as the case of the Craddock Four, who were also killed in the 80s by the apartheid regime, a feeling or a sense that the NPA is not moving fast enough to address apartheid-era crimes. Where do you stand?
With all the data, Khulumani have a strategic way of phrasing that as the unclosed chapter of the disappearances. When we say unclosed, we mean that it's a continuation project. We have different initiatives that we have already achieved as our flagship in Khulumani, where there was exhumation of bodies from outside South Africa and inside South Africa. So we have a collective of mass mobilization in various aspects working nationally in South Africa, where there's a form of ex-mine workers, there's victims, there's veterans. So we are working and dealing in many forms of restoring and doing reparations for South Africa at large.
Mbulelo Lipile, Chairperson of the Khulumani Support Group, thank you for your time today, sir.
Thanks a lot, Mr.